Hey, Mod Team. In the continuing effort to keep the form as an integral entity that can survive either the absence or the loss of any given individual, I wanted to make a tutorial and also provide the files for the contest medals that we use in the different contests. I'm going to save the actual medals themselves inside this thread, and this tutorial is to show you the quick steps for when you are creating the medals inside of the GIMP program. GIMP is what I use to create these. It's free, so that makes it very friendly to use. The one that you're looking at right now is the medal for the short story contest. If you look over here to the right, you will see that it has several layers to the graphic itself. It has the layer that contains the text that gives the number for the contest. It has several different layers that are the different colors for the different awards that people get as they win different awards in the contests. And you can watch as I make them hide away. You'll see the colors on the middle portion here change to reflect the different medals that the members can win. That's the silver, and then that's the gold. It's going to be the same process for each of the three different awards. This happens to be the short story. There's also the poetry contest and the one for flash fiction. I'm going to show you really quick how to do this, and then we're going to award one of the medals to my dummy account so that you can see how that process works. Daniel, that part will be for you since you'll be the one who has access to the back end, but just so you see that as well. So let's say the contest that was just won is contest number 300 for the short story contest, and the person who won it won the silver medal. It's their second time winning the short story contest. So to do that, we click away the bronze to leave the silver, and then we click, make sure that we're on the layer that contains the actual text. You can even see it here. It says 07, which reflects, that's just the default that I have for saving it. When you want to come and do text in the page, you need to actually click the little A here, which is for text. You can leave this option alone right here, because once you click into this already existing text box, you'll see that it is changed to the appropriate font and to the font size. So let's say that it's contest number 300 that the member has won. It's as simple as that. You just type the 300. And then the really important part, because the application that we use for the awards will allow you pretty much any size of graphic, and you don't want a huge graphic that ends up spilling over and interrupting the member's view of their screen when they're in the form. So it's important that you scale the image. You're going to come up to Image, and you're going to scale the image right there. And it's always going to be, you can see right here that the chain is linked. That means that it's going to scale it proportionate, both the width and the height together. You want to leave that alone, leave it just as it is, and make the width 21. It's always going to be 21 for these awards. You can see that it automatically scaled the height to 42. That's exactly what you want. And then you're going to hit scale. It looks kind of tiny right there, but it's because we're only at about 50%. If you bring it to 100, it's almost the size that it's going to be when it's actually on the form. So what we're going to do is we're going to export this file right here. And it's not a save. You don't save in GIMP. That when you save in GIMP, you save the whole file with all the layers and all the details that you can still play with. What you need to do is export a PNG. What I usually do is I give it the number for the actual award that's being given. It just makes it easier to find when it's on my desktop. So it's going to be 300 PMG, and I'm just going to take it right to my desktop, and I'm going to export. I take the compression level down all the way to 0 because they're such small files. They don't really need any compression. And you're going to export it. So there it is, right there. 300 is the silver. So that's how you actually create the award itself. When you depart from the file, don't save any of the changes that you have made. You want to keep the file in its original size, because you never know when we might use it in a larger size, And if you save it at this really small size, you lose all of the resolution in the original. And you want to keep that resolution in case there's ever, a different use that we give to it. We did buy the rights to use this metal, so I would like to be able to use it for other things in the future, since it was a purchase that the forum made. So we're going to leave GIMP now, and when it says, there, you see how it says it's asking us to save? We're going to discard changes. You always discard the changes. Don't save any of the changes ever. And GIMP is now gone. So we're going to go to the forum. Here we are, the forum that we all know. Daniel, this part is for you. You go to the admin control panel. You enter in. And then it's going to be under applications, which I'm sure you know. And sometimes the screen is a little persnickety with me as far as size is concerned. I'm not sure why. Sometimes I have to shrink it because this bar comes down really far. Okay, so here are all the different metals. Now we have to create the metal itself. All we've done so far is make the graphic. So we're going to add a new metal. This is the short story contest. So we're going to do short story. We're just going to call it example. You would put in, at this where it says example, you would put in the actual, the number for the contest. And then you have to choose a category. They won't let you get past this part. So we're going to choose the biweekly short story. And this is where we would be putting in the HTML for the thread that is the link to the story. So we're just going to pick a random thread to use as our link. You would be using the thread where the short story actually is housed. So let's come and I'm just going to pick a random thread here, and we'll use this one here. Okay, copy the URL. We'll just, like I said, we're just going to pretend this is the thread where the story is, that one, and the HTML is a href equals apostrophe, and then you can, there's the thread, and then you close the apostrophe, you close the HTML, and we're going to call it Ray's story. And now we do the other end of the HTML code. If you don't do it right, if you've never done HTML code, this stuff has to be like exact, or it'll be a broken bit of code. And now we're going to choose the file. There it is, 300. And then you'll save the metal. All right, now we're going to award it to my dummy account, like I said. So up here, if you want to filter it more quickly so you can get to just the short story contest, you don't have to go through everything else. I just usually put in short right there, and as you can see, it just goes right to the short stories. So we're going to scroll down. It usually puts them in order. I'm hoping this example one is no different. And there it is, short story example. And then you're going to award the medal. And my dummy account is called Kai is Dead. You can put a reason in if you want. I don't. The awards are self-indicating. They're obvious what they are. And then you just award the medal. And then if we go over back to the forum, we can search the members just to be sure that it actually did get awarded. We can come to Kai is Dead. and you can see that I have an awarded medal. Okay, I'm not really sure what this is doing here, but all right, well, that was unexpected. I knew there was going to be some sort of little goof. Well, this is normally where you're going to see the example of, oh, here are my awarded medals. Okay. All right, I didn't realize it was going to shuffle it over here since there's a group. Okay, so if the person happens to be in a group or happens to be moderating a group, it will pop it over here. Usually this is listed right over here, but here we go with the medals awarded. And that's how you award a medal to a member. Again, the really important part is to make sure that you scale the image to 21 width, otherwise it won't fit and it won't match all the other ones. And I think it's really important that there be consistency whenever we are creating these kinds of graphics to make sure that we have a professional look in how we award them to the different members, especially when the members have various awards that stack up. I've got them all sized so that they look proportional one to another as far as their size is concerned. If you have any questions, if I'm around, just obviously pop me a question inside either the mod area or in the mod chat on Facebook. Again, I'll be uploading these to this thread that we're in right now so that they are there for future use if ever I happen to not be around or if I'm on vacation, whatever. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.